is not done. Our force is not spent. There are those who say there isn't much of a difference this year, but America, don't let them fool you. Two parties this year ask for your support. Both will speak of growth and peace, but only one has proved it can deliver. Two parties this year ask for your trust, but only one has earned it. Eight years ago, I stood here with Ronald Reagan, and we promised together to break with the past and return America to her greatness. 8 years later, look at what the American people have produced. The highest level of economic growth in our entire history and the lowest level of world tensions in more than 50 years. Some say this isn't an election about ideology, that it's an election about competence. Well, it's nice of them to want to play on our field, but this election isn't only about competence, for competence is a narrow ideal. Competence makes the trains run on time, but doesn't know where they're going. Competence is the creed of the technocrat who makes sure the gears mesh, but doesn't for a second understand the magic of the machine. The truth is, this election is about the beliefs we share, the values that we honor, and the principles that we hold dear. But since someone brought up competence, consider the size of our triumph. A record number of Americans at work, a record high percentage of our people with jobs, a record high of new businesses, high rate of new businesses, a record high rate of real personal income. These are the facts, and one way you know our opponents know the facts is that to attack our record, they have to misrepresent it. They call it a Swiss cheese economy. Well, that's the way it may look to the three blind mice, but when they were in charge, it was all holes and no cheese. Inflation. You know the litany. Inflation was 13% when we came in. We got it down to 4%. Interest rates were more than 21%. We cut them in half. Unemployment was up and climbing, and now it's the lowest in 14 years. My friends, 8 years ago, this economy was flat on its back, intensive care, and we came in and gave it emergency treatment, got the temperature down by lowering regulation, and got the blood pressure down when we lowered taxes, and pretty soon the patient was up, back on his feet and stronger than ever. And now, who do we hear knocking on the door but the same doctors who made him sick, and they're telling us to put them in charge of the case again? My friends, they're lucky we don't hit them with a malpractice suit. We've created 17 million new jobs the past 5 years, more than twice as many as Europe and Japan combined, and they're good jobs. The majority of them, created in the past 6 years, paid an average of more than $22,000 a year, and someone better take a message to Michael. Tell him that we have been creating good jobs at good wages. The fact is, they talk and we deliver. They promise and we perform, and there are millions of young Americans in their 20s who barely remember the days of gas lines and unemployment lines, and now they're marrying and starting careers. And to those young people, I say, you have the opportunity you deserve, and I'm not going to let them take it away from you.